much. You may take your seats. Thank you very much. Let me start by recognizing the host, Nkosi Amankosi Ngwenyama. Let me recognize the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister from Eswatini and also King Muswati's brother, King Muswati's son, and the delegation. Let me recognize the Royal Highnesses from our own country here, from Malawi, from Mozambique, from indeed other countries. Former Vice President, if I may say, Vice President Nevas Mumba, their Royal Highnesses that I may have not referred to already, thank you for your presence here. Let me acknowledge ministers from Zambia, from Malawi, from Mozambique, from other countries, equally members of parliament from Zambia, from Malawi, Mozambique, and from other countries. It's also my duty to recognize all the civic leaders through the mayor of Chipata, the young mayor of Chipata. You are all recognized. It is also my duty to recognize their excellencies, high commissioners, ambassadors accredited to our country, our lovely country, Zambia. We're grateful to have you here in this peaceful environment, and this is the way we want our country to be: peaceful, conducive for everything that is civilized. Very important. Let me also acknowledge heads of international organizations that are amidst us today, our own UPND national management, provincial leadership of this province, and the districts, particularly Chipata, where we are today. It's also my duty to acknowledge leaders of the opposition in this our democratic country, Zambia. And in that sphere, I want to recognize Honorable Chavinga and your team, your large team that is present, including the independents. It's my duty too to recognize the church, the civil society, my colleagues in the business community, and truly the sponsors of Nc'wala, not just this year, but in the years past, and I do believe in the years coming. Thank you for your support to our cultural events and sustenance of our tradition. Distinguished guests, media, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to honor the 2025 Nc'wala Traditional Ceremony. And really for me, it's my privilege, rare privilege. As I always say, the fact that I'm the head of state does not mean that I must always be invited to ceremonies. But obviously, it's such a privilege to be invited to this ceremony, this wonderful ceremony, which signifies our cultural heritage, including our historical aspects of that cultural heritage. As you have seen from the dances here, the performances here from within our country, and also from outside our country, and I do believe there will be more dances coming. You can see the diversity of our heritage, yet one culture. Yet one culture. Manje bonse banalo kamba mchizungu, mwewe mfuna wachita interpreti. Okay, go ahead sir. Chabwino.
Wapereka ulemu kwambiri kwa maudindo yose amene apezeka pano monga amene zinafotokozera, komanso akamba kuti atenga mpata wapaderadera na chiyamiko kwambiri kuti vaitaniwa kuti adalise asegulire mwambo wa ukulu woteti ndipo mwa ichi asimikizira kuti ichi chionekati kuti tili na chikondi kumwambo wasu monga dziko lino la Zambia, ndipo ichi chikhale chikalidwe.
I want to indicate so to all of our citizens of this country, our neighboring countries in this region, that culture is extremely important. A people without a culture or culture are basically people without character. Very important. I would like you to say this, Ngoni.
Akuti mtundu uliye mdauko wake ni mtundu osoba, ndipo mwe kupezekako kwa kuno chionesha kuti mdalira mdauko wanu.
I must also indicate that many young people have a total misunderstanding about the meaning of culture and maintaining our culture. Many young people go to school. I met a few guys in the UK who were doing our masters. They come back home. They think that culture is inferior. Ikonaman. Culture is the backbone of who we are. It doesn't mean going to school is equivalent or synonymous to discarding our culture. We should actually preserve our culture more. The more schooled we are, the more value we place to our culture. And that is extremely important.
Kutoona yakine akafunzira ngako kapena kakhala na chuma peya kokunja eona kuti watondo anyamata so ikakonzeru kumdauko wazo. Koma ona ngakuti mwambo ni chintu chiliye pindu, koma apo suzufuniko nkhala tete chifukwa mwambo utifunzisa zinthu zinyinji kuchokera kuvuli pitili na kutubuya.
If you look around the world, most of the very successful economies are also anchored on strong culture. Japan, China, you can mention any. The UK itself, the United Kingdom, is anchored seriously on culture, values the heritage of the kings there, which is a symbol, or if you like, representation of the culture. We learn something from there, fellow citizens.
Akuti anga kalewa yasu kumaiko kuyakine ku Japani kumangalande wodalira mwambo wamene uyu, ndipo sotola mwambo monga chintu cha masovera kwa mozindikira kuti ni chimozi cha veve nanga mwe mungalekerenji kunkhala ozivika na mwambo wanu.
I can in this country that I'm a traditionalist myself, I'm a culturalist myself, and I'm very proud. And I ask you to be proud of being culturalist, being traditionalist, because it shows how strong we are in character, and then we can deliver in other areas of development.
Kuti veve ofuna kupasa ni chisanzo ndava papali odalira mwambo mbali yakine na headman, ndipo kutenzo punzira tiala osadalira mwambo sembali utole headman, koma na headman chifukwa uzindikira kuti ni kwa bwino kwenda na mdauko.
Culture unites us. This country, as we have all heard over and over from my messages, that unity, peace, security, stability is very important for development, for Chitukuko. So culture unites us. Look at the multitudes that are here from all parts of Zambia. Look at the traditional leaders that are here from all the parts of Zambia. This is what we want. Look at the visitors we have from Malawi, Mozambique, Tanzania, South Africa, Eswatini. Can you argue when we say that culture unites us? You wouldn't argue. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Here we are. This is the evidence.
Mwaona kuti mzive kuti KK yapya ni kuilava. So kulava mwalava mwe mose mulipano muchitira umboni kuti mwambo kapena mdauko wa Nc'wala na miyambo yonse yuleta abantu osiyana ziko lonse pamozi. Muno mziko mwasu anga kale mziko la kunja mukalanga pakatikati pasu pali bantu bachokera muno pali mafumu over 60 vawera vali pano lero kuchokera mbali zonse za Zambia kuonesha one Zambia one nation. So mwambo utileta se tonse pamozi anga khalaya asochokera ku maiko yakine tili nawo vaenda kuchokera kutali ngamweo mngalekerenji namwe kudalira mdauko.
One Zambia,
one nation.
Sinimvera mukambise. One Zambia,
one nation.
Okay, nikakamba at one nation muyanka at one people. So tiambe so. One Zambia,
one nation.
One nation,
one people.
Tuli muntu ungati
umozi.
Thank you very much. I want to confirm that your government will continue supporting the sustenance of our heritage and ceremonies like this one. That's a public confirmation.
Afuna kusimikizira kuti boma lino la Zambia kupyolera mu usogoleri waolemekezeka President Hakainde Hichilema saza tayana nao mdauko.
Last year, in fact, last season we experienced the worst drought in living memory. As I said when I came to last year's Nc'wala, here I said we were afflicted by 3 C's. Number 1 C was COVID. Number 2 was cholera. Number 3 was chilala, drought. And we worked as a government, as a nation, as a church together to help feed our people. We promised that nobody would die out of hunger, and truly nobody has died of hunger. This is our commitment to delivering for the people.
Manja umo mwamvu ashuwa imwe. Kwenze gwangwangwa. Chaka chino kwenze mpepo yoipa ya chimkukuruzi. Ya kuti tenzozi valini kuti titauke tyani Yorodani pa mwezi wa Januari, Februari na Mariji. Koma nivane fwapo na njala. Usogoleri wa boma losogolewa na Hakainde Hichilema waesesa ma initiatives zinjira zosiyana za kuti muntu angakhale wa kumunzi asafwe na njala waisako kutandizira ati cash for work kapena work for cash and so on. Ava sogoleri ma initiative yaya omba ni manja maombere manja veve usatineo.
I'm very happy with the interpreter that he already knows the interventions. But just to repeat, it's very nice to know that people are following what their government is doing. But just to emphasize, we decided to deliver our staple food maize back into the buying depots where we buy the maize. We took back the maize because there was no maize due to drought. We continued with the social cash transfer. We continued with enhanced social cash transfer. Number 3. Number 4, we provided what we called cash for work so that people could have actually some cash in their hands in order to feed their people, to buy food to feed their people. These are only some of the measures, including free education, so you don't pay for your schools, children's education. The money you have, you provide food for your people, and the enhanced constituency development fund. A myriad of programs, and we want to continue with these programs into 2025 and going forward so we can increase our resilience. Very, very important.
Okamba kutika lete zotitika gura mumbu basi mpera ukaruta chenzevuta kuti uwere soti mwina pakino nzeririfi wauteze na makapu kwa malomba akuti kulima community sales kutanthauza mumbu wamene wala oikako lini na mtengo mwe kugulirani oko kupasa ni soti uti mgule kuti aliyense apezeko kopikirako nkhoto vana kuti vana asalale na njala. Ndipo iyo ganizo akuti aonjezerepo angakale mu 2025 makamaka chigawo cha social cash transfer makamaka sosoti zotandiza osauka vana ang'ono bwanji nkutani iyi boma ipitirire.
We will continue with these programs because we need to build resilience. I'm repeating so that that message goes deep. And I want to ask all the traditional leaders in this country, all of us, we must encourage families to send our children to school. Mwana wa masie, everybody, because your government has provided universal education, something that many thought was not possible. we made it possible, even with drought, even with debt burden. This is the commitment that we have to improving the lives of our people. Please, families, ni mulandu mwana mungono alinkezi panganda saenda kuskulu ni mulandu uyo manje tizamba okumangani because ndala maziliko zauti bana baende kuma skulu
manja mweo ko bana mubalesherenji kuya ku skulu mweo pakuti mapunziro romba ni baulere ndipo mmasukulu muyakine mupereke wana chakulya monga nkhoto yauti bana okulya olokung'anda ochokana gwangwangwa ku skulu opezako chakulya. So ni mulandu masiku ano ngati mkosunga mwana kung'anda chifukwa paliye chifukwa chauti mwe mkhalire mu mtima.
Your government also has done a few more things, innovative things, that going forward, Nc'wala or no Nc'wala, we shall have food through irrigation agriculture, through water harvest, through irrigation agriculture. We shall have energy through energy diversification so that we can have different energy mixes with or without Nc'wala. That is what your government is working on, and we need your support to achieve these agendas so we can basically stabilize your lives and improve our lives and make your people, your families, our families, better than when we found them before we entered government. We're committed to doing that. Just watch the way we are working with you.
Ziyakine bomalao zizaleta nimonga ulimi wanthirira wakutinga kale kuliye mvula koma aikaika mwaona zigawo za zitetezo zonse azuzoti zikolima minda chakulya chikopaka ndipo ulimi wanthirira uyu opempha kutunkhale malo onse tikeko nzeru kutanga khale ni malanga koma vanthu wakonkhalana chakulya. Soti osalekezapo ya boma yawo yaikakosoti maganizo kuti kucheperera kwa mphamvu magesi mungatenzeona nkhani ya load shedding aikako nzeru kuti kunkhale magesi okwanira kuikapo njira zosiyana zabwanji nkutani zakuti magesi awere muno okwanira manja umo.
Just in the interest of time, let me simply suggest that we heard the speech to confirm Ngwenyama's speech read by the Nc'wala organizing team chair, Dumisan. We have heard your message. The issues you have raised are clear. They are agreed. Your government is already addressing a number of them. Social media is a menace. It will be addressed in a stronger way because we're destroying each other based on falsehoods. That's not how we build countries. Next, the issue of the infrastructure. We hear you, we understand you. The Nacala corridor is on our cards. Please take into account that we understand, we're with you, we share your concerns. The Chadiza Chipata Road is actually changed name, that it is Bali's Road, and the contractor is in place already. We will be working on the road. That road is part of it. The Katete Chanida Road, Ngwenyama, is already in train. We just need the cooperation of the local leaders so that we don't constrain the construction works when they're in place. Otherwise, we are together. This is why you elect governments, and we understand that this is our obligation. You can trust us on that.
Inyandezulu ofotokozera kuti Inyandezulu mauwanu ya makamba kupyolera mwa National Organizing Committee Chairperson Dumisani Duwe Tembo avamvwangako mauwanu. Inyandezulu ofuna okusimikizirani kuti zamwalira izi zichitike monga njovu ituva yakuti tina njanji kuno kumawa koma njanji yusevenza lini izi boma yawo isevenzepo kuti chinjovu chituva ichi kapena utwaite elefanti yusasevenza zinthu zisevenzeke. Koma soti mseu kuya kuchadiza kutoka mchipata wamene uchedwa kuti Bali Road wamene ufunika nkhala Center of Excellence ata akumva nsoni kuti mseu kaliyesirizika koma lomba pano akuti contractor apezeke asevenzere soti pamozi na mseu wa Katete cha NIDA. Iyi miseu iyi ilongosoke na iyakine oketa lini veve koma boma yawo isevenze monse umu.
We want to wish you Ngwenyama a long life. We want to wish you Nkosi Yama Nkosi successful and, if you like, diligent leadership of our people, and all your traditional leaders. I urge you to work together to build unity in our country so we can focus on the development agenda of our country.
Akuti Ngwenyama okufunira ni nkwala ya bwino ya chaka chino pakuti onani unyinji wa bantu wamwaleta pano mnikazi welizwe ndipo veve nawo odalisa kutokufunirani nkwala ya bwino, okufunirani umoyo wa bwino, okufunirani zabwino zonse mu chiefdom kapena mmalo mwanu monse muli bantu banu na ziko lino la Zambia.
To all our Nc'wala 2025 attendees, all of you, please travel well. Take care on the roads. Do not overspeed. Travel well. That includes our visitors from South Africa, from Eswatini, from Malawi, from Mozambique, from Zimbabwe, Tanzania. Please travel well back home. Muyende bwino, hambani kache.
Manja omo akuti ofunira wose ali pano ulendo wa bwino owerera kwao seva muno na wachokera kunja akuti Mulungu akusogolereni ndipo tienti samale pamene tili pa ulendo pamene zisulo zamene tienderapo kuti tikafuke bwino tisakondwerere mopitirira malire kuti mwina tingazipweteke.
Thank you very much. Zikomo kwambiri, siyabonga kakulu.
Ati zikomo kwambiri, ngiyabonga kubo bonke.
Vaete Nkosi Yama Nkosi.
Vaete.
Vaete Ngwenyama.
Vaete.
Vaete Nkosi Yama Nkosi.
Vaete.
Vaete Ngwenyama.
Baba.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
DJ. Zikomo